Filiz Hocam, are we starting or?
Yes, I'm here because they said me that because I was the first one to enter the room, the system perceived me as the moderator. Therefore, they told me to go off and on again. But we are online just now. I think we see the on-air button, but where is our moderator?
Yes, now we are here, I think. Everybody can see us now.
But where is the moderator?
I don't know.
And unfortunately, we will define one of us as the moderator and continue our presentations.
And also, our presentations have been deleted. We have to upload them again, as you realize, unfortunately.
And then let's start with Muammer until he makes his presentation. If finalized, you can upload your presentation there. Okay?
Okay, from Brother Bosnia.
Okay. And Muammer, are you ready to make your presentation?
Yes.
Okay,
First.
let's start with you.
Okay.
We are our own moderators now.
Muammer, let's start with you, with your presentation, please.
Okay. Hello, everyone. I'm Necmettin. I have worked for over 20 years in primary education through several roles as a professor for 11 years and for 9 years as a director of the biggest school in Canton Sarajevo. Since 2015, I'm working in Erasmus Plus European projects, and my PhD is connected with this project. It is improving parent-school partnership in the process of institutional upbringing and education. Today, I will present you the project supporting parents in COVID times called Educate, which has approved in 20 and implementation will begin soon, and the project will end in 2023. 7 partners from 6 countries are participating in this project, and you can see their names. I have a problem with changing slides. Okay.
Oh, hello. Can you hear me?
Yes,
okay.
We can.
There was an error. Yes, I'm here now, and I think you have started.
Will I continue now?
Okay.
This growing concern and pandemic restrictions motivated this project. The COVID-19 pandemic forced us to take an extraordinary digital leap in the primary education of children that requires significant adjustment, not only for children and their teachers, but also for their parents. Teachers had to take the lead in the sudden and unexpected digital transformation of children's primary education without being well prepared for it, while having to support parents as well in this endeavor, who suddenly had to possess a variety of skills, competencies, and resources. Can you change? Okay.
Excuse me for this disrupting, but I have to ask you in which presentation we are listening. The first one. The first one. Yes.
We changed the order. We changed the order, and Muammer started his presentation. Okay.
Muammer started. Then we will continue with.
And Filiz.
please, Emrah and Setenay, right?
Yeah.
I'm not sure if my presentation was uploaded on the page because things have changed when you didn't start at the meeting. And when after Mr. Fiyak finishes his presentation, I will try again, okay?
Okay, thank you. And I want to remind you that you have only 10 minutes to present your studies. Okay, we have limited time, and at the end of the presentation, we can take the questions. Thank you, and you can go on. So, sorry for distracting.
Thank you for reminding. We will be on time, but you are not on time.
Okay, thank you.
The main objective of the project is to help parents understanding the process of e-learning at home and acquire the needed skills to support their kids at home. While schools' primary function is to create an environment that stimulates lifelong learners using seamless technology, parents cannot cope with the pace of the technology and methods developed, so they need our help. In the relation of teachers, students, parents are the ones that are being neglected and usually seen as the least important factor in the relationship, hence the lack of programs having parents as its primary focus. Official surveys and our experience in the recent lockdown education shows enormous pressure on the parents from supporting the kids in online education. Maintaining their jobs, taking care of the home, and keeping their sanity because of the overwhelming situation. This is why we are convinced that this project is vital. Our main target group are parents who are lacking digital skills to support their children's education, and teachers also who need to develop ICT skills and new educational tools for e-learning to help and support parents with e-learning in the partner countries. Schools, teachers, unions, and Parents-Teachers Association will be reached and informed about project outputs. We intend to help schools to support their teachers and parents with the required skills that will help them adapt to the digital demands of e-learning and adaptation to the new educational challenges. 7 partners gathered around the EDUCO project idea from 6 different countries. They will bring with them the knowledge and experience of their countries and work in the field of digital competence, education, and continuous support to school and other educational institutions. Partners in this project have skills and experiences in different fields. They are gathered in this project to improve each other and enrich experiences. Education will be held across 21 schools in partner countries, and it will involve 840 parents in surveys and 350 parents for pilot training, as well as 210 teachers. Implementation groups of teachers, country promoters will test the trainer and develop a program on LTT. They will learn the skills needed to successfully and adequately educate and support parents. Both tangible and intangible results are expected during the project and on its completion. In order to achieve the defined objectives, 3 intellectual output will be produced and will be available as an open educational resource during and after the completion of the project. First tangible result should be EDUCO Parents Empowering Training Program that consists of the development of training covering identified needs for parents with 2 established experts per partner country based on the survey and guided interviews. They will have fused theory with real-life experience and best practices from a diverse group of teaching professionals. The method will produce tools and techniques from their acceptable practices, which will be then translated into learning material. Second tangible result is EDUCO teacher training program. It will be focused on the development of a trainer program for teachers adding techniques and tools usually not present in education during their teaching education, with focusing both on ICT and parent support methodology. This teacher training will equip teachers with the right resources so they can later be able to transfer the knowledge onto the parents of their pupils and support the teachers in the implementation of online classes through innovative methodologies that will make them more efficient. And third result is educational guidebooks and e-learning resources that consist of easy accessible content for teachers and parents in paper and digital form. It focuses on the development of step-by-step guidebooks for parents, how to organize and support the online education at home, as well as guidebooks for teachers, how to connect to parents and start cooperation with online education. Another essential part is bite-sized learning system, which will put all developed information into very small, easy, digestible content to be used as an e-learning or email delivery approach. And the project is an vision to have a substantial impact on not just the main target groups, teachers and parents, but also other people that are having a tough time incorporating and overcoming the struggles of the IT field. The data from the report, as well as the curriculum developed for the project, can be used outside the scope of this project to inform and raise awareness about the issue relating to the lack of literacy in the field of IT education. The problem of this sort is not limited to just these two target groups, but also the children that are facing the challenges of online classes and online assignments early on in their lives. And basically, this is all about our project. I told before in the beginning that is approved in 2020, and it will begin with implementation in this year. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much for your presentation. And if the participants and attendees have questions, you can take notes and we can get the questions at the end of all the presentations. Okay, we will continue with Filiz Ekenler, right? And
yes, you were going to start with me, but I have a problem now. My presentation is being uploaded again. Only a few seconds more, and till that time I can start calling. But if one of my friends wants to move my turn, it's possible.
It will be back to the limited time. We can continue with Emrah Koçak, right? He's ready.
But please don't delete my presentation, because just a second ago somebody again deleted my presentation. Although
okay, we will not do anything on your presentation. And we can listen, and you have 10 minutes. Repair, reuse, repurpose, and recycle.
Okay, thank you very much. Hello, everybody. I am Emrah Koçak from Konya Provincial Directorate of National Education. I work as an international projects coordinator. And today I'm going to present one of the 24 international projects that we are running now. It is repair, reuse, repurpose, and recycle. And we call it shortly 4R project. And this is an Erasmus Plus Key Action 2 strategic partnership project in the field of school education area. And the project was funded by the British National Agency in 2019 application term. And the coordinating institution is from Wales, International Links Global, and there are 15 partner organizations from 4 different countries, as United Kingdom, Turkey, Spain, and Finland. And there are national educational authorities in 4 different countries.
Your presentation, but there is an echo. And can you please, the other person, can you please turn off your audio? Okay, so you can go on now.
Is it okay now?
Yes, it's okay.
Okay. And the resources in the world are limited, and I think still there is echo. And could you please mute your microphone, here, moderator? Yep. And one more, Filiz Hocam or Muammer. And yeah, and one of your microphone is open, I think. I don't know why, but yeah, we have this echo. Anyway. And the resources in the world are limited, and we have become throwaway societies whereby new clothes, furniture, and objects are cheaper than ever and easy to obtain. And people have lost the skills of made, do, and meant that we would have seen in older generations. But the construed message the world is giving us today is that if we continue in this way, and we will not be able to live a healthy world to our future generations. And one reality that should be always keep in our minds that the world is not a heritage from our ancestors to us, but we have borrowed it from our future generations. So we have the responsibility to live and to give a better world to the people who will use this world in the following years than us. And for our project, our objective is to develop materials for use in primary, secondary, and upper secondary schools, following extensive and detailed teacher trainings. And the teaching training materials will be valuable resources to aid schools around Europe to teach their students how to reuse, repurpose, reduce, and recycle waste items where possible and sell them on in the local marketplaces. And this activity will require entrepreneurship, marketing, repairing, and basic manufacturing skills for the students. And in terms of theoretical framework, the overall idea is that the stronger the attitude is, the more likely a supporting behavior will follow. Stronger attitudes can be developed through personal beliefs and knowledge. And if someone holds a certain belief to be important or of great value, this will lead to actions to support that belief. Therefore, and changing teachers' and students' attitudes about 4R issues are very important to create eco-friendly and sustainable societies. And as the European Sustainable Development Strategy on Waste points out, a change in paradigm is necessary. The change needs to go beyond the current goal of EU waste policy of becoming recycling societies. It needs to embrace the production of material and energy use in order to turn it into a zero waste countries. And there is also a Europe-wide plea that the waste generated in one industry becomes secondary raw material for another industry. And this transition will generate growth and jobs while contributing to environmental protection and reducing our dependency of raw material importing. As educators, we believe that the younger generation needs to fully embrace this concept in order to preserve our raw materials and ultimately, of course, our planet. And the basic skills that we are planning to teach during this 4R project address an area of skills that are often lost in younger generations. Unfortunately, as stated in previous slides, throwaway mentality getting more and more popular all around the world, and we are about to lose the skills of make, do, and man. And we believe these skills are not only important, but also necessary to live on a budget and to provide sustainable investment in young people's competences. And by taking all these realities and statistics into consideration, our project will produce 4 main intellectual outputs during the lifetime of it. The first one is a baseline assessment for both teachers and students from different countries. The second intellectual output is training materials for teachers. The third one is preparing classroom materials like lesson plans and classroom activities. And the final intellectual output is short films that will be taken by students by promoting the materials that they will use and produce during the lifetime of the project. And we are about to finalize the first intellectual output of the project, and it's the baseline assessment. And in order to understand the perception of people from different countries, we created survey questions and implemented it in all partner countries for teachers, students, and parents. And the findings emerged from these baseline assessments have offered a clear image to all partners about their teachers and students' understanding on the topic of 4R issues in their respective countries, as well as we had the chance to make a comparison of the situation among 4 regions within our partnership. And by considering these more local, considered local activities will be carried out to meet the identified needs in several areas. To mention but a couple of very significant achievements of the project, we conclude that these questionnaires have been very useful for raising students and teachers' awareness towards these 4R issues. And when we talk about the results within our project, the partner organization from 4 different countries had only one time to come together face-to-face because of this pandemic situation. And the first TPM and first LTT activity of the project was realized in Finland, in Kuopio. And during this meeting, teachers from different countries had the chance to draw the roadmap of the project and create some materials from waste items. And they learned how to create new materials by upcycling them, as well as how recycling and reusing processes are dealt with in partner countries. And also, participants had the opportunity to discuss educational activities that can be brought into classrooms by using waste items. And because of pandemic situation, the participant teachers come together in online channels in order to share their good practices and create new materials from waste items. In this way, they learned the process of how to recycle some items in an easy and enjoyable way, and also how to embed these activities into their curriculums. In this scope, the first online training activity for teachers was realized by British team and teachers from partner countries, and learned how to make birds from milk bottles. And the next training for teachers and students will be organized by Turkish team. And as I said, on this occasion, students will also take part in this process, and with their teachers, they will create new materials from the waste items. And when we consider the suggestions that we can make in scope of our project, of course, the students of today, and for them, recycling is a way of life, but it doesn't mean that students, especially the small age ones, understand why we must recycle, reuse, or repurpose. And our suggestion is teachers should be provided in-service training courses about how to prepare lesson plans to involve 4R issues in their lessons. And students should be informed about how paper comes from trees and metal comes from underground. And it should be explained to the students that when we reuse things, we don't need to cut down as many trees or dig up as much earth as we do. And also, students need to be encouraged to fix their broken items, both for improving their STEM competences and keeping them away from throwaway mentality. Last but not least, school-wide recycling and repurposing systems should be put into practice. Okay, and thank you very much for your participation. And if you have any questions, we will be eager to answer them at the end of the session. Thank you.
Thank you very much, dear Emrah Koçak. and participants and attendees can ask their questions at the end of the session. And dear Filiz Ekenler, if your presentation is ready, we can continue with you. Can you please turn?
Yes. I don't know why, but I have a problem with uploading my presentation right now. This is my third session, but I haven't got any problem with that before. But therefore, I am going to share my screen. Okay.
And Filiz Hocam, your presentation. I have your presentation. If you want, I can.
Please. Yes, you can please.
Okay, I can start it.
Because I uploaded 2 times, but it was deleted. Okay, now I can start, I think. And okay. as you see, the title of our project, actually, the presentation is "I'm a citizen of Europe and I'm against violence." Today, my Danish friend dear Helene, was going to present our work, but she had a family illness problem. Therefore, you see her name in bold here. Okay, can you please? Dear Emrah, I can go. Okay, I can use it, I think. Yes, thank you. And now we are going to try to educate students, especially on human rights and children's rights in this project, and which sometimes are lacking even in civilized societies. As you see, the most important resource of our countries is a young and dynamic population, and we were going to first educate our students against violence. This was our aim. And we believe that bullying can be blocked by education. Education, a right one, can prevent all kinds of bullying. And the ones who expose or impose violence, no matter, both are our focus points in this project, actually. And in the partner schools, youths are exposed to violence in different ways. And according to conflict resolution tests applied by our teachers, many of our students cannot overcome the effects of violence. Also, we already, as you see here, applied some questionnaires to measure the levels of the students to impose or to be imposed violence. And so that if they experience even a small bit of it, and it doesn't matter, they have and will have. They now have and will have in the future serious problems during whole their education period. And here you have 2 studies, 2 works by our students about one of our monthly activities. What was "I can be a pal for you"? That means we tried to make them write some letters to the students, to the people who are exposed or imposed violence. And we will help our students to overcome the effects of violence. And Denmark, as a coordinator, we have so much influenced by, actually, while I was writing this project, you see our partners here, but my Madarian friend Alexandra is lacking here, and I'm here very little. I was so much influenced by the Danish Princess Mary, because she has a foundation which supports the ones who are imposed or exposed to violence, or especially domestic violence and victim children of war. And we started by this point to our project. And as you see, we have partners all over Europe, and north to south or west to east, including French Polynesia in the most east point also. We will try to find the common problems or in our schools about violence, and we are going to try to find common solutions which can be applied to each institution or to each individual. And we will be dealing with organizing rehabilitation groups with specified counselors, also with rehabilitation programs and stakeholders. And by stakeholders, we mean the communities and organizations who are representing human rights, women's rights, children's rights. Also, we will be in touch with some societies of refugees and their children, because we talk with our partners, and all the schools have some refugee students, especially who were trying to escape from their countries from war. And we have studied these events researches by academics, and we will contribute to our project with a scientific problem analyzing and evaluation ideas. And we will be deciding whether violence, when imposed and or exposed, has a large share on the basis of the problematic behaviors of the target group. This is the this is one of the basic problems. And we have the target group, but we have to find the solution if the problem the problem of their behaviors depends on the violence they are exposed or they are imposed. We are going to work on this issue. And we're not just focused on the violence at school. We are mostly interested in the effects of violence the students have already witnessed. That means we focus on not only the violence or bullying at school and the effects that they witnessed, like combating maltreatment of children or domestic violence, or I don't know, the abuse of elderlies that are very that are I think biggest problems during the childhood. And our aim is to help our students overcome the effects of violence, and we are trying to focus on the violence which sometimes can be considered inevitably normal in a society, you know, according to religious background, cultural background, or social structures. But we will educate the students to never see violence as an acceptable thing in their life when they get elders, I don't know, during their educational times. And our aim of this project is, actually you are reading the screen, therefore I'm telling different things, but to ensure an secure connection for disadvantaged groups, and to support the ones who suffer from violence, and to ensure them a safe environment. That means by preparing seminars by experts to educate not only the students, but also our aim is to educate the teachers and also the parents. This is more important, I think. And as I said, we want to develop a good and effective system to help teachers focus on bullying and social exclusion in the classrooms. That means our most crucial aim is to focus on peer bullying and social exclusion, because social exclusion can, you know, open some wounds on children that cannot be healed in any of the stages of their lives. And we are going to try to strengthen the students' sense of being a part of a community, of a team, because, you know, when they feel they are excluded, they feel alone and they go more introverted. So that all the students can feel they are a part of a team and they are belonging to somewhere, or they belong to some group. And when we come to our suggestions, it's actually we're just in the beginning session of our project, and you know, because of the pandemic, we all have the same problems. During the global pandemic, we are trying to come over with online work already, and we have so much overloaded as teachers all over the world. Hopefully, after things start to go normal, we are going to start giving seminars, educational seminars. We already started our online work via students, via online portals with students and with teachers. But giving seminars is one of our aims in this project. And we already revised our activities, and we decided to start students' meetings online first. And then we will combine the online former activities we did in the project, and we are doing now in the project, with the real mobilities when we are face to face with the students and with the partners. And thank you for listening me. That's all.
Thank you for your presentation. And we will continue with the last presentation of this game, Need for Water.
Yes, Need for Water. Okay. I could not again upload my file because of some problems. I don't know why, some technical problems, but I'm trying to share my slide, okay? Slides, yes, but I couldn't see. Okay, I think now. Now, can you see my presentation?
Yes.
Okay. I think it's a bit smaller. Now? It's okay? Okay. No need for another toy. What is our essential joy is our Erasmus project. And I'm Setenay, and I'm the main coordinator of this project. And this is a project of middle school in a disadvantaged area. So first of all, we want to thank responsible people who gave this chance to present our project, to make a huge call for water saving to the world, in Europe and in Turkey also. So let's start. Water scarcity the world will face in the near future is the basic study of this project. Contribution to our project is to make a contribution to slow down the upcoming rate of being water per country, and to decrease the amount of wasted water, to get into the habit of reusing water resources reasonably both in Turkey and Europe. Eventually, to get rid of this potential membership in the list of water poor countries of Eurostat and World Wildlife Foundation. I want to see my slide, but I don't know why I cannot direct it, but I don't know why.
We only see the first page of your presentation.
Okay. I opened it in a bigger file, but I don't know why I cannot see. Is there any problem?
I don't know. Did you try to add your presentation?
No, I tried, but it is not allowed to me to upload.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. That's the problem.
Okay.
Okay, you can see now the first page, yeah?
Yes, only the first page. I don't know the other participants.
You can see the other participants. Now you can see the other participants.
You ask if we
Can I suggest?
See her presentation?
Sorry, I think there's a problem.
You have to adjust everything before sharing on wide screen, on full screen, you know.
Yes,
before sharing.
Yes. Yes, I opened.
On your
yes. Here it's okay. On my computer, but yes.
Sorry, you have to start slideshow before sharing.
Okay.
Stop sharing now and
start slideshow on your computer and then share.
Okay. But when I start this, I cannot open the presentation page. Yes, this is the problem.
This is my friend is ICT expert, and he says click on F5, please. F5, please. I think
okay. Yes. Yes, I start with F5, but I don't know why I cannot change my. Okay, sorry. Here, the first page you can see, right? And the second one now, sub voice, you can see.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. I will continue here. Okay. Yes. The sub-goals of this project is to imply in real, especially in social disadvantaged areas, to show the importance of the value of water recycling, education with enjoyable activities, social sensitivity at early ages, to tackle with the negative effects of early school leaving by the methodologies of social and project-based learning. and implementing encouraging activities using the way of creative thinking according to students' age group levels. According to the database of Eurostat, many European countries and candidate countries which need a real education to use water reasonably, Turkey is at the bottom of the list, measured in 2017 and 18, about total freshwater abstraction for public water supply. And from that point, Konya closed basin, known as the granary of Turkey, is an important phenomenon since for a long time in terms of sustainable agriculture and economy. And the main coordinator school of this project is an educational institution of junior level in Kızören. It is the school in Konya closed basin between many sinkholes. Okay, so the main idea of this project raised from that focus point. The need for an emergent call for raising awareness at an early age on recycling water, saving water, and reasonable water usage. We want to make a call for this need. And we were trying to make authorities think about how to increase freshwater supplies in Turkey and Europe. So, this is about our project. The name of our project is No Need for Another Toy, Water is Our Essential Joy. And you can see here the supporters of this project, of course, and the cast, we can say. It has been approved for the period 2018 and 2020. But our project lasted to April 2021, and this project has 4 lower secondary schools and 2 upper elementary schools from different countries. And you can see here the names of the schools, the partner schools. What we did do while doing this project, first of all, we created teams as named as water watchers or nature squads in LTTs. And what we did in LTTs, orienting activity in Czech Republic to find some different types of water resources, water kinds, okay, and get some examples of water with mud, salt, and minerals in bottles for doing experiment in lab. Our students tried to make a fresh water from these water types. In Portugal, some experiments in labs for distillating the water for gaining some fresh water by the ocean. And in Greece, in virtual meeting, of course, we tried to create music sounds to feel the power of the water by using only water and glass. In Bulgaria, creating small smart gardens at schools for reusing natural water. Our schools and the Bulgarian students tried to make some smart watering gardens, okay? And in Bulgaria, creating an activity book called Droplets Parade for primary and secondary school students. In Italy, creating a water melody with music sound in a big school orchestra. And in Turkey, again in virtual meeting, we tried to create some digital activities like water calendar and water dictionary together. Also, our participants tried to make a Turkish marbling art activity on water and only using nail polishers because it is very easy to use for the students. And and we did also a seminar with Greenpeace volunteers towards students. And here are some photographs from the activities you can see. And the results. We have some results, pre-test and final tests, and some surveys, of course, because we try to measure the results. We have a proposal draft learning outcome as a whole unit to be in the Turkish curriculum for next years for water saving units, okay? And values education like respect, love, tolerance, patience, collaboration, developing characteristics, qualities, morality is important for the students, and especially being modest to every culture. This is important for our disadvantaged students. And digital activities outputs we have, and developing skills on artistic and creative thinking, speaking a foreign language confidently, ICT skills, and social interactions of all participants are very important in this results. And we had the chance to observe the lesson times and how to work in a school abroad for teachers, and some online and physical activities, physical exhibitions, newsletters, a radio broadcast we are about to make, and we did some other activities on Erasmus Days for dissemination. Teachers' guidance experience at European Union social clubs is very important. And we have different models for displaying new recycling methods of the students. Creating an activity book called Dropless Parade is another result of this project. And UPUES 2021 Symposium Study is another result. And we are here now together. Our proposal is, as the member of several educational institutions from kindergarten to universities.
Excuse me, dear Sai, can you please summarize your presentation?
Yes, we are about to finish. And as the member of several educational institutions from kindergartens to universities, teachers and instructors should have the responsibility to lead students and learners to be in so many projects on team water. We should do some activities to emphasize the reality of lack of water, the need for saving water, the importance of recycling or reusing water. And in this sense, upper education institutions ought to use new digital and modern techniques and various educational approaches, new positive way of thinking and researching methods for development, sustainability and dissemination. And the new strategies of Turkey and Europe about water treatment should be taken into consideration to provide and implement new projects. Thank you so much for your participation and listening to me. And apologize for some technical problems. Thank you. Here is the project website.
Thank you very much. I cannot see you. Thank you very much for all of your presentations, and I think all of them was very useful and beneficial and valuable. And if the attendees have some questions to you, they can write to the right side on the chat board, and you can answer their questions.
Yes, and
do you have any questions?
Can I say a word before we go, or before they ask any questions? Actually,
Okay.
I want to thank you, my dear headmaster, Mr. Fikret Budak, and my dear vice headmasters, Mr. Selçuk Getik and Mr. Hanefi Çetinkaya, and my dear friend and also brother, Mr. Mustafa Kırbaş. He is always my helper in ICT skills. And also, I want to thank to my Italian friends, Emanuela and Susanna, and my Portuguese friend, Alexandra, and they are here and they are supporting me. Greetings to you all. Thank you very much.
Yes, thank you very much. And I think your colleagues in here, they're listening us.
Yes.
Thank you very much for their effort.
Thank you.
And me too also. The same wishes to my students, to my friends, to my students, to my colleges, supporting us here.
Okay, thank you. I think no one has any questions. Okay, thank you very much, and we can end the session.
Somebody has a hand. I think Mr. Bülent Çam has a hand. He wants to speak.
I think he can write his questions here. I cannot see anything because I'm not the owner.
If there is no any questions, maybe we were very clear.
Yes, you were very clear.
Yes, it may be understood this.
Thank you very much. I'm going to end up the session. Or I'm not the owner. You will do it. I was in another room, and they bring me to here. Nice to meet you all.
Sorry for interrupting. There is a question to Mr. Muammer, I guess, from Bülent Çam.
Okay.
Yeah, he's trying to write his question, as far as I understand.
Okay.
When you look at the chat, yeah, you can see it. My question, he writes, my question is to Mr. Muammer, and yeah.
But he left the room.
Unfortunately, we don't have Muammer anymore. Okay.
Maybe he can send a mail to ask the question.
Yeah, again here.
Yes.
He's here. No, he's not here.
There can be,
Yes.
problems.
Emrah, what was the question, please?
And as far as I understand, Muammer's project is about the pandemic and the effects of pandemic.
Yes, and helping parents in COVID situation, yes, pandemic situation. Because there is online teachings all over the world, and parents are not prepared for that situation. And our project is how to help, how to equip parents with skills, IT skills, and other needed skills to help children overwhelm this situation with COVID-19.
And he is also asking, do you have any findings regarding the most affected groups among your target groups? And he is asking teachers, parents, or students. And have you ever had any research which group was affected mostly during this pandemic process?
Yes, we find two target groups. It is parents and teachers, and I said in the beginning that we didn't start implementing the project, and now we will gather good practices and do analysis and everything else.
Thank you.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's all. Thank you very much for participation. Nice to meet you. It was a kind of late for me, but nice to meet you all.
Thank you all.
Thank you.